Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Town of Pownell Select Board Meeting on March 9th, 2023 at 6 PM. I'd like to call the meeting to order and start with a board member roll call, please.
Angie Rowling.
Jamie Percy.
Brian Harris.
Mike Gardner.
Okay, move on to board restructure. Do I have a nomination for chair?
I nominate Mike.
I'll second that.
Do I have any other nominations? I'm supposed to ask 3 times. I'm gonna ask
Yeah.
again. Are you sure? Do you have any other nominations? Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. All those in favor?
Angie,
Aye.
aye. Oh, we can go aye, can't we?
We can.
Aye.
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 All right, Mike, you are our board chair.
Thank you.
Take it from here.
I'll do this.
Good job.
And I'm honored to be the board chair again, actually. I'll take a nomination for vice chair this time.
I'll nominate Angie Rowling.
I'll second that. Any more nominations? Any more nominations?
Stop the washer for.
Any more nominations? All those in favor of Angie?
Aye.
Aye.
Clerk.
I'll nominate Harry Percy.
I'll second that.
Have a nomination for Harry. Any more nominations? Any more nominations? Any more nominations? All those in favor of Jamie?
Aye.
Aye.
We have to do our paper of record. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of choices. So I will make a motion to use the banner,
Second it.
Bennington banner.
Reluctant.
Any other discussion on that? All right, all those in favor of the banner? Aye.
Aye.
Reluctantly, aye.
Same, aye.
He's got a couple of something. Okay.
What else is there?
I don't think we have to say Jimmy's and Center Market and whatnot for,
No, I think we do. I think we do have to say our posting.
Yes.
That's the big thing.
Yes. Post.
So our,
3 postings.
3 postings, places of posting. Right now, we use the Village Market, Winchester's, and the town office. Is it the board's pleasure to stay with those 3 places of posting legally?
Yeah, make a motion to keep the 3 that we presently use.
Second.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
It's also shared on the website and Facebook.
That's right. Everything is also shared on our Facebook page.
Board openings and commission openings.
Yes, board openings. Can I have town report, thank you. I do believe the DRB has, couple of positions open this year. I think there's also a position that is, on the DRB that has not been filled, so they do definitely still have an opening. If I can find the right page.
How do we from the back? The opening.
Tara knows that book by heart. You tell her what she
Where is
wants.
it, Tara?
I don't know that the openings are listed like that necessarily.
Do we have a listing of the
There are.
terms?
Yep, it's in the beginning.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Towards the front after the introduction.
That's right after, that's right.
Planning Commission right here. Development Review Board.
Yeah, what page, Johnny? It's 10.
10. Yep.
Geez, how'd I go by that? I blew right on by that, baby. Here it is. So, sorry. The planning commission
That's the alternate positions open.
is, looks like we have 1 this year that's up in 2023. Everyone else on the planning commission is good. Right, the development review board, we have 1, 2 positions open or that need to be appointed. an alternate that is empty, and another alternate that is filled currently. And I don't know what the policy, I don't remember what the policy is on that alternate.
So they don't count against the quorum. They can fill in though if, say, someone who normally does count in the quorum, isn't able to make it, they can fill in.
But there's not a term expiration on the alternate.
I didn't think there was
So
a
if their term is up this year, then their alternate is up this year as well.
Correct.
Okay.
So that's where we're at with the Development Review Board and the Planning Commission. The health officer is good. Our animal control officer does not have an expiration date. The E91 coordinator is up this year, 2023. Our fence viewer, we have 2 positions that are vacant. 1 position that's up in 2023. Pound keepers, 2 vacant positions. Surveyor of wood is a 3-year position, 3-year term. It is up this year. Inspector of lumber and shingles is a 3-year term. It's up this year. Tree warden is a 3-year position, up this year. Home health representative is a 1-year that is vacant. Our E91 management coordinator is a 3-year that's up this year. Our zoning administrator is a 3-year that's up this year in August. Our BCRC delegates, looks like we have 1 vacant position, they're 3-year terms, and 1 that's up right now. And that looks like it's it for positions and vacancies in our offices. Unless I'm missing something.
I don't remember if we have to make a motion to post those or not, or if we can just list those.
I don't think so. I think we just list them.
Okay.
But we have time to,
And they submit their letter of interest to you guys anyway, so you would.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if for like PC and DRB, if we had to like do the whole 30-day warning thing.
I don't believe so, no.
And don't we have to,
We didn't last year.
And then we just post
We are
the term.
Because they've actively posted this whole
the
time.
meetings?
right, so,
That's how.
anyone that's interested in any open or vacant positions, please send a letter of interest to the town office, either to Tara or Hannah. And they will get it directed to the select board in a timely fashion.
So I have a question, maybe one of you can answer it. Like, as far as like positions like fence viewer and all that, what exactly are the legal standings of that position? Like, what is the purpose?
So I reached out to the LCT, there's this very long drawn out explanation of each one.
Okay.
And what their duties are. I don't have that in front of me, so I don't wanna.
Are there any
Any
permanent
mistake.
duties or is it duties that relate to like the 1700s?
They are duties that were more pertinent a long time ago.
Okay.
You know, some of them we can, or the select board can get rid of, and some are more necessary, but I can bring that list to the next meeting and explain better which each one is.
The main
I know we
thing-
had questions about trustees of public monies too.
Yeah, I know there's some of that stuff and that's just for Julie to bring to us, or what, that's not for us to.
Right.
Okay.
The fence viewers, basically, if you and I were having an issue as neighbors, a property line dispute, you call the fence viewer, that they can come and look and
They kind of
they
determine where your
can,
property.
they can see where the pins are. If you disagree or I disagree, then you can go to court. They call him in or her to testify, well, this is where the pins were,
Okay.
and unless there's a stone wall, then the judge can say, go by a stone wall. So basically.
Okay. Thank you for that.
I called him a week ago. So if you could do that, maybe, I don't know if we want to do it for the next meeting, because we
Next
may have a
meeting's
pretty.
busy.
Yeah, next meeting's pretty busy, but
Maybe
maybe the first.
in April?
Yep. If you could just bring in a synopsis of what each one is, I don't think we want that long drawn out
No, that's fine.
definition of each.
Maybe we could put that out as a email to everybody so we could all read it ahead of time.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So I think we're good on everything else. Approval of the agenda at 1 addition.
Two.
Sorry,
Two.
2 additions.
Yep.
I have 1. And Tara evidently has.
I have an executive for personnel, please. It can go way at the end, like after 14.
Okay.
The contractual.
Yeah.
So we'll add another for 14A.
Personnel.
For personnel, yeah, and it shouldn't take too long, but just,
Okay.
What's your ad
Town meeting.
on meeting?
Yep.
coverage.
Town meeting coverage.
Do you want that? Where?
It doesn't matter to me. We can put it, let's,
Put it by correspondence?
That's what I was gonna say about correspondence.
yeah, right after warrants is totally fine. I just want to touch on that briefly. Go from there.
So is that it?
Approval agenda, public comment, approval of the minutes of February 23rd, warrants. Town meeting is 7A, correspondence, excess weight permits, old business, laptop replacement, and possible select board tablet purchase. Solid waste ordinance cleanup procedures and funding discussion continued. I'm just making a note on here. Executive for legal, executive for contractual, executive for personnel, public comment, and adjourn.
So moved with the changes.
Second it.
More discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to open up for public comment at this time, if there is any.
Not seeing any hands.
Okay, no hands. Approval of minutes of February 23rd, 2023.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion, corrections? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, warrants. Accounts payable, March 3rd, $139,908.50.
So moved.
Second it.
Any discussion, corrections? All those in favor? Aye. Accounts payable, PV1 upgrade, March 2nd, 2023, $16,094.85.
So moved. Second.
We'll figure it out. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Accounts payable for new town hall, March 4th, 2023, $17,616.47.
So moved.
Second it.
All those in favor? Aye. Payroll, March 3rd, 2023, $12,838.39.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Abstain. Payroll, March 10th, 2023, $12,206.26.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Accounts payable, March 10th, 2023, $31,502.35.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Town meeting. First, I'd like to apologize, excuse me. Hold on. I apologize for my voice. I've been losing it periodically for about a month now, but during the day, so whatever. I'd like to apologize to all of the residents of Pownell for the lack of live coverage from Cat TV on the town meeting. We were under the assumption that it was going to be carried live. We were never informed that it was not going to be carried live, although we never confirmed that it was going to be carried live. So part of the responsibility is on us, but in the past it has been carried live. Last year it was carried live. So we just assumed that it was going to be. I would also like to apologize because to the best of my knowledge, it was not the recorded version of the town meeting was not even downloaded onto their channel until approximately 5 to 5:30 on Tuesday evening.
Seriously.
So I would again like to apologize to everyone in town. If you were waiting for the town meeting to make a decision on your voting, I apologize. We will work diligently. You can be guaranteed that we will rectify this for next year's town meeting, 110%. This will not happen again. As long as I'm board chair and this board sits here, I know we all feel the same way. I'm sure I'm speaking for you guys right now, but I can see heads and eyes and I can speak for you guys in this manner, so.
We did attempt with our two previous meetings, prior to the town meeting with our informational sessions. But there's a lot of people that expect to watch that, so.
And, you know, like I said, you know, absolutely, we're gonna take responsibility. We should have made sure, because we would have moved our own equipment over to have the capability to broadcast it at least on our Facebook and YouTube channel live, because we would have just had the equipment moved to the school. Rebecca, did you have anything you wanted to add on that? I know that you're in the meeting, so.
Yeah, I mean, I had a communication with them, and I did send you guys a timeline just for you to review over everything. I do think we need have a more in-depth conversation about this. I know that you met with the director of Cat TV in July, and she made a series of points. I gave you some commentary on each of those points, but ultimately when I reached out and asked them why it wasn't live, they told me it was because they don't have enough equipment to go live in 3 towns, to more than 2 towns. And I said, well, I asked, did you tell our town specifically that we would not be live? And they kept trying to say that Tara knew. So and I know that Tara didn't know that. All of us, they tried to say we weren't live last year. I said, yes, I made sure that happened. And I was part of that decision. And so, I wish that we had known, because we absolutely would have made sure this happens. I do have some suggestions going forward. We have the capability to live broadcast all of our meetings. It's pressing a couple buttons on the machinery we already have. And we can go live on both YouTube and on our Facebook page. I have a couple suggestions for you. One is that we start doing that. And we start educating the public as to where they can watch our live broadcast meetings. I suggest that we create a video live broadcast recording and archiving policy. It would be very short. That way, and maybe a little procedural manual, so that if, God forbid, like Hannah or Tara aren't there to do the meeting, that someone can easily follow the directions to make sure that it happens. And I know that there were some points made when Cat TV came in July, saying things like, well, but they archive these videos. Well, we archive them too, and we archive them in the exact same way. She said something about there's a potential for conflict of interest if we record our own meetings and archive our own meetings. I'm going to push back on that a bit, because if there was any truth to that assertion, then there would also be a conflict of interest in us taking our own minutes and storing our own public records, our own minutes, all of our vital records, right? So it is actually the town's responsibility to maintain their own records in a public and transparent way. And, it's great to have a third party resource to help us with things that we need help with. But when we have the capacity in house, we should do it. And we have that capacity. We can archive these videos indefinitely. As long as YouTube exists, as long as Facebook exists, those can exist. We can even save them on a hard drive if we want, the recordings directly off of Zoom. So those are just some suggestions I have for you going forward, and then start educating the public that we're doing that if you decide to do it. But it just, the more places where it's broadcast, the better. And next year at town meeting, we prepare and we move that. If it's at the school, we move that Zoom conferencing system over there, and we make sure it's working, and we make sure that that is live broadcast to the town. And there was also kind of some conjecture that, oh, but Pownell's never been live in the past. And what I responded with was, everything has changed since the pandemic. The last few years have really changed the way that we do business. And Pownell in particular, we're one of the, I believe other towns don't allow people into their Zoom room anymore. We're one of the last towns that actually invite the public into our Zoom room, as opposed to saying you have to come in person if you want to make public comment. So, we've really changed the way we do business. I love that we always have a remote option. I think people have come to depend on that. So whatever we did pre-pandemic, if we didn't have it live, to me is not relevant. We've had it live in the last couple of years, and that should continue.
I agree.
Definitely. I think we need to follow through on this. And as far as making decisions on where we're gonna go, I think we need to take a little bit of time. And I'd like to do it with a full board, and obviously we're missing Bob tonight. He couldn't be here. So I'd like to put it on for maybe that first meeting we have in April. Because our March 23rd meeting is already getting jammed up. And this isn't a vital thing to discuss, but it is very important to discuss.
Definitely.
And to follow through with it, because I feel that we have let our residents down to a certain degree on this situation. Sort of out of our control, but not totally out of our control. So once again, I apologize, and we're gonna rectify it.
I also apologize. I should have confirmed. And I'm disappointed that it wasn't.
I'm very disappointed that it wasn't broadcast. I'm also very disappointed that it wasn't put on later Monday night. It wasn't like we were done at midnight.
Right.
And Tuesday morning early. Why it was on Tuesday at 5 to 5:30, and when we had 2 hours, an hour and a half to 2 or 2.5 hours of voting time left, really disappoints me. That I have some feelings that, I wasn't going to share them, but I am going to share them. And it's just something I thought about today when I was working, driving a bus. I feel that people in the past, for whatever reason, have stepped on Pownell. And I'm not saying that they did this. I'm just saying this is how I feel. Because Pownell just kind of let things like this go in the past and didn't fight for it. I think it's a different world. I think it's a different group of people running the town right now. I think it's a different group of people that live here and want things. And I think every single one of us, residents included, are going to fight for our town and fight for what's right. And that's how I feel. And I'm going to leave it at that. Correspondence.
Oh my God, I have quite a few of them. Really fast. So, Julie sent in, remember the licensing for liquor and tobacco licenses are done a little bit differently now. It's on the computer. She just needs a motion for you to approve them, hopefully. So the first one is Dwyer State Line. They have second-class licenses for alcohol, but they also have 2 different tobacco licenses, one for tobacco substitute.
Okay. Do we have to do them individually?
Well, we have Dwyer's and then the American Legion.
The reason
So
why
I would
that
do-
is like that, just so people understand, is because you can be selling cigarettes and say somebody makes a mistake and doesn't card somebody, you can lose that privilege, but still be able to sell alcohol. Same with alcohol.
Okay.
You could lose the privilege of alcohol, but still be able to sell tobacco products. That's why they're split like that now.
Okay. So I would do Dwyer first and then I'll read the other one.
Make a motion to accept Dwyer's application for liquor and tobacco.
Second.
Any discussion, questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
The next one is the American Legion. They have the outside consumption permit and they have a first class and a third class club license.
And this is for outside.
And
That's
One
for all three.
outside and inside.
Oh, okay. All right, just want to make sure it's clear. Perfect.
so moved.
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so the second one is from Darcy at the wastewater treatment facility. She was able to save a lot of money in her project. She got the PV1 upgrade done and had some money remaining. So she, after the remaining anticipated expenditures, we will still have a significant amount of money remaining. Specifically, amount remaining will completely cover the cost of the wastewater treatment facility heating system upgrade in the amount of $39,410. I am requesting that the board reallocate the remaining funds from the PV1 project upgrade to the wastewater treatment facility heating system upgrade. And that would only leave the SCADA computer system and the small scale excavator as their ARPA requests.
Yep.
I think that's a great idea because it's aged out to the point where it needs to be.
Kudos to her for being able to save that much money. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Definitely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
She did a great job.
Right. What's the board's pleasure?
I'll make a motion. We approve the transfer of the leftover funds from the upgrade over to the heating system upgrade.
I'll second.
Any more discussion? Absolutely. I'd like to say, Darcy, congratulations on saving that money and working really hard and doing an incredible job on this entire project to bring it in. In today's world, bringing something in under budget, but especially a significant amount under budget. Great job.
Especially being that there's only 3 of them down there.
It's just, when you can bring a project in under budget, that's a $300,000 plus budget or project, and you come in, 40 grand under, you've done a really, you've done an incredible job. Okay. So, great job. I have a motion on the floor. I have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so the third one, and I apologize because I don't have exact numbers in front of me, but Leonard has some money left in the budget from the purchase of the kennel. He has numerous amounts of crates piled up at his house and in his shed. He would like to know if he can get his shed. With that said, I feel like I should share my opinion. My opinion was we put the kennel up so that we don't necessarily need all those cages. He said there are circumstances sometimes where we go into like a hoarding situation where there's a lot of pets that we might use them, but I mean, I guess it's up to you guys whether you would want him to try to put a shed up down there at the transfer station near the kennel, or if you think it's kind of.
Well, the other
what are your
thing,
thoughts?
if I remember right, talking to Leonard, is that say there's an issue where, say, a private citizen requested something, he could drop it off until they capture the said animal, and then he goes and picks it up also. So, I mean, if the town's already purchased these items and that's what's gonna be stored in there, I think that's a feasible request.
I'd like a little bit more information, like what size shed is he requesting? Where are we gonna put it?
Okay,
I would like a little bit more.
And a
information.
cost.
okay.
Yeah.
I'd also like to look into, I'd like to look into the,
Location anywhere in town that could be stored.
well, I'd like to look, a couple of things, I'd like to look into another location, whether we can put it into the building
Downstairs or something.
downstairs here, the building, the tannery,
The warehouse
the
down.
warehouse down there. I'd also, like to look into the, one of the sheds at the CDC. If we're gonna purchase a shed, I'd like to try to keep it with the kids at the school.
Yep, absolutely.
If that's an option, rather than from some shed company someplace.
Yep.
Agreed.
In a size cost,
Get
and
approximate.
a couple of more of those options, and I think Leonard will definitely understand what we're
Oh,
asking.
yeah, definitely. Okay.
I'm not opposed to it, I just wanna research it out a little more.
Don't want to buy a 20 by 30 if he just needs a 10 by 10.
Or, I don't know, and I really and truly, I think the sheds that the CDC kids built are all the same exact size. If one of them's not big enough, that's fine, I just would
When we
like,
looked into it for youth baseball last year, they have 2 sizes.
okay, Brian, good, perfect.
Okay,
Just research that out, that's
yeah, I'll get some more information and just bring it.
nice, thank you.
Okay, so now we just have 3 letters from people interested in the board. So this one is from Carl Strohmeyer. Dear Select Board members, I would like to thank you for allowing me to serve on the Development Review Board, and I would like to request to be reappointed to the Development Review Board. Carl Strohmeyer.
And I believe Carl's term is up,
I think so, yes.
right?
Yeah, that's why, him and John, I'm guessing.
John Bushy.
Too.
Is Carl the only letter of interest right now?
John also.
John also?
Next page, page 10.
Yeah, I'm headed there, girl.
Carl's been on the board for a while. So. John's been on.
And he's great. I mean, if I ask him for something, he sends me tons of information. It's so
Oh, yeah, he's
helpful.
very,
Yeah,
Yeah, when we talk about something and Airbnb has the information for me before I even.
like the next day, yeah,
Look into it
very
usually.
thorough.
I am, because there are two alternate positions on the DRB as well, I'm totally fine with, moving forward on that tonight if everyone else is on the board.
I'm okay with it.
I am too.
Because there are, if there are other interested people, there's still some opportunity for other people to be on that board. Okay,
make a motion to accept Carl and John's.
let's do one at a
Want
time.
me to- Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say, we didn't hear John's.
Okay.
That's right. No, I know you know, trying to move fast, but let's do one at a time.
Carl Strohmeyer's application for the DRB.
I'll second.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
okay. We have, dear Select Board, it is that time again for reappointments, and I, John Bushy, are asking for your vote once again to the Development Review Board. I have learned much as well as brought much to the table over the years and believe I can and will continue to help going forward. So I respectfully ask for you to reappoint me once again to the Development Review Board. Thank you for your time and consideration. Respectfully, John Bushy.
I'll make a motion, we approve.
Second it.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
And so this is a new person. I do not know this gentleman, Roy Lauridsen. He sent the, letter of interest through the website. He said, I have some experience with planning, serving as a Harvard Divinity School's Director of Operations prior to retirement. Town planning is different, of course, and not an area of my experience. Just the same, I'd like to see Pownell thrive as a community and expect that the layout of the town makes this quite challenging. The town planning report was quite thorough and some of the ideas worth exploring. Roy.
And he's applying for the planning commission.
Yes.
Yeah,
What
one,
do we have for openings?
We have one opening with,
you say Lloyd or Roy?
Roy.
Jimmy Winchester is his turn. So
And an alternate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 12.
Two out.
on the planning commission?
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe.
They might not be listed as alternates.
What I'd like to do with this one is I'd like to bring, Mr. Lorison.
Lauridsen.
Lorison, I'd like to bring him in for an interview to the board. Because, Carl, we've all worked with Carl, we've all worked with John.
Yep.
I'd like to just bring this gentleman in, for an interview. Whether we do it on a separate night or a regular board meeting, doesn't matter to me. Cause we could do it in executive, but I would love to hear his ideas and see, just my opinion.
That makes sense, because I don't know who he is.
In the past, have we also reached out if we had an alternate to see if they wanted to fill a full-time position? Cause I know we've done that before too.
The only alternate that we have was for DRB right now. We don't have any alternates on planning.
No, it's for
And
planning.
Jim. Yeah, but we don't have any planning. We're saying for DRB, Jim's an alternate.
Yep,
And we asked him and he doesn't have any interest in.
but this is for the planning commission.
Yeah, I know, I'm saying
Okay.
that there's no.
But there's nobody, okay,
No, for planning.
thank you.
So I'd love to set up an appointment and bring him in for,
An executive, you said.
I think so.
Is it good if we put it at in the April meeting? Okay.
I think so. Because the planning commission right now, if they
April Select Board meeting.
have their meetings, they can conduct the meeting. They're fine with their numbers.
Yep.
They could have a meeting and conduct business.
Yeah.
Okay. I just don't want to put them into a situation where they can't conduct business.
That's it.
That's all for correspondence? Excess weight permits.
There we go. Okay, so we have Phoenix Feeds and Nutrition Fleet, and these have all been signed off on by Joel. We have, what is this?
Velcro.
Velco.
Velco is
Velco is also a fleet.
they're on power lines.
Vermont Agency of Transportation. Oh, that's a Valley Crane Services. Also a fleet. And Basin Brothers Trucking Fleet.
Yeah.
All signed off on by Joel already.
I'll make a motion, we approve all the excess weight permits.
Second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Moving into old business. Do we have any old business?
Do you have your paper to do your statement about the racetrack since it wasn't live? Maybe people didn't see it.
I don't, but I can find it on my phone.
Maybe you should.
Good idea.
Yeah, good idea, Angie. Bear with me for a couple minutes. I'll find this on my
I have it
phone.
if you guys want it.
Do you have it right available?
Yeah, I can just go grab it off out of.
No,
my-
I can find it, Rebecca. Bear with me for a
Okay.
minute.
All right.
Race for it.
Yeah.
Winner gets to read it.
And we have had a couple of community members reaching out to the commissioner. I've been CC'd on a couple of them.
Oh, good.
Little added pressure to him wouldn't hurt.
When did you send that? Monday?
Yeah.
I've got it.
Winner, winner.
Yeah, there you
Winner,
go.
winner, chicken dinner. Are you ready?
Yep, go ahead, please.
Okay, update on the racetrack. I spoke with GJ Garreau, head of Rutland Fire and Safety. He wrote up findings and orders and sent them to headquarters, and they will need to be reviewed and approved and possibly amended by the commissioner. In these orders, he is demanding that the building be torn down, and his quote is, "This has gone beyond fencing." It is his conclusion that this action would be the only way the property could be made a safe environment. The building needs to be demolished with asbestos regulations, which is usually done by wetting and dismantling as opposed to implosion. This is sitting on the desk of the commissioner currently, and as soon as he approves or amends the findings and orders, that will be served to the property owner. And this situation is fully in the hands of the state now. And the town of Pownell we don't have any more direct involvement with any legal or civil action regarding this situation. So when people come and ask us, as they always do, what are you doing about the racetrack? We've already done a whole bunch of things about the racetrack and we've pushed it along, and the findings and orders are sitting at the desk of the commissioner as we speak.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you, Rebecca. And you obviously found it way quicker than I could. I knew it was in there someplace. Any more old business? Okay, laptop replacement, possible select board tablet purchase discussion.
Did you send those back over this way?
I did not.
Okay.
I put them under here though, so they weren't in
So
my way.
basically Joel has needed a laptop since I started over a year ago. So I worked with IT. They found this rugged laptop. It is $1,979, but it's a Dell and they last 5 to 6 years. And they are good laptops. I mean, I love mine. I don't have any problems with them. And like I said, this is the one that IT suggested. And then as far as the tablets, I know you guys had talked about possibly purchasing some tablets to have instead of having your agenda on paper and your packets in front of you, you would have a tablet and they would stay here. So they wouldn't be used as supertones. So hopefully they would last longer than the 5 years.
It'd be much easier to find that email if I could actually read it instead of in my phone.
And
Really cut down on the amount of paper waste we generate too.
My question is, would other boards be able to use it?
Yep,
Would be a multi-use?
yep,
Then.
Oh, sure.
Just create user accounts.
User
exactly.
accounts.
Yeah, just like we have on our computers
I think
here.
that's excellent.
So we do in my work, we have community stations that
Everybody
just
has.
log into your account.
Account, yeah.
I have a question regarding the laptop for Joel.
Okay.
Does Joel's budget have an electronic equipment replacement fund like the town hall does?
He does not, but I looked at our IT budget and we have plenty of room to purchase his computer. I think all computers or all IT things come out of that one budget.
Okay,
I think that's correct.
Yeah.
all right, that's fair.
Almost 100%.
That's what I was wondering.
It's a pretty big,
I was gonna say, because if it's not, we should include it.
right, no, it definitely is. And your budget, the selectmen budget actually will cover all but one of the tablets. And that's only because we did the solid waste ordinance flyers and that stuff out of that budget.
And IT has no issue taking on the added.
So the tablets, that's 5 tablets you're talking about purchasing, correct?
Yep.
So.
What about like the boards that have 7 members?
Well, that's where I was going. So in our IT budget, do we have enough money, without having it in front of me, I don't know the answer,
7, yeah,
for 7?
yeah.
So 4 would come out of the select board budget
Yep.
3 would come out of the IT,
Yeah,
out of our IT budget, plus our computer purchase for Joel would come out of the IT budget, and we're very comfortable with that.
yeah.
Okay.
So I basically just wanted to present it and see if you were still,
I just think that because our DRB has been having 100% attendance. I think our planning commission has been running
Pretty close.
100% or close to 100% attendance on their in their meetings, which is incredible. I don't want two people sitting there, you know, to your point, I don't want to have two people trying to look off one tablet.
Definitely save a lot of paper, especially in DRB, because they usually the packets.
yeah, or like even referencing the bylaws.
Yeah.
Like the bylaws, you know, a lot of pages to have to keep printing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna save us.
It will save a
Paper,
lot
it's
of-
gonna save us money.
Well, it's gonna be more efficient too.
Yep.
And everyone would have their own user account, so, and the tablets would stay here, that's perfect, and then you're the, Hannah, you're at the DRB and the planning commission meetings anyway, so you could have that all set up for them on their meeting nights. Okay, just some questions.
I have a question regarding, does IT feel we need to do any upgrades to our internal Wi-Fi network to handle all the added devices?
Not currently, but I'll double check with them. They're gonna have to come down to help us get them set up for multi-users anyway, so. And they were actually down today just to look at the schoolhouse to see, because our previous IT person did all the hookups. And they're like, ooh, we don't really do hookups, so it was an interesting thing. But we got it taken care of. Stan's gonna help us out with the finishing pieces, so.
What's the board's pleasure?
I make a motion that we go ahead with the 7 tablets and the one for Joel.
I'll second.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Solid waste ordinance cleanup procedures and funding discussion continue.
Almost done. I feel like I have a lot to say. Okay, so I just had one, we keep bringing this back so we can keep talking about it. I did hear from the lawyer that we should be able to take the rehab loan money and put that wherever we want. I just need to work with Ellen on how we do that and what that might look like. So if you guys determined you wanted it in an expense line to cover some of the cleanup costs, we can do that. We just need to be really clear with our motions, where it's coming from.
Right.
Where it's going to and what it's for.
So first, we want to make sure we're clear on the line item that we're creating. Is what
Exactly.
you're saying, and then
Exactly.
after that,
Okay.
sounds like a
And then
plan.
I have, at the previous meeting, we talked about there's one location that has a tenant renting. They're probably going to be evicted. The owners, you know, it's kind of not their fault. They kind of just took over this problem. So I drafted a letter that I kind of wanted to just ask if you thought this was a good idea or not. If we offer to clean it up one time, and then we require them to get garbage removal for their tenants. So however we need to do it, whether we get volunteers or we pay for the dumpster, we get it cleaned up that one time. They then put trash receptacles there for their tenants. If they don't and the garbage keeps piling, they will then be fined and have a lien put on their house as sort of a consequence to not following through. Because we're doing like this huge favor, or however you want to put it, to clean it up. So how do we make sure it's not gonna get that bad again? That's what I'm trying to gauge, is like, what's the best way to do that so that we know for sure it's not going to be an issue?
I'm not opposed to doing the cleanup. I am opposed to making it a gift.
Thank you.
Because then we set the precedent. If we do it for one resident, we'd have to do it for everybody.
Yes,
That's my only concern.
okay.
That would be, that's my issue too.
If it came with the stipulation that they have to pay us back, and if they don't, then we attach a lien to their property.
Okay,
But even if we set it up for an easy payment like we discussed before, $10, you know, whatever, break it down to a minimum payment.
One question that I have on this, which I've been thinking about on the continued discussion, we've never set a fine amount per day we've always said we authorized me to write the tickets at the last board meeting.
That's not already in the thing?
That should be.
I thought we had discussed.
Have we set how much
I
per
thought we
day?
did. Maybe not.
I just want to make sure.
I thought we,
You're talking for the solid waste ordinance, right?
With the different offenses listed there at the bottom of the ordinance, but I don't think it says a per day. I'm not sure. I think it just goes by.
it may be per offense, I can't
Per
remember.
offense.
Okay.
Per offense.
That's right. So
And didn't we put a time frame on that or not? If a certain amount of time before, if they didn't react and clean up, then.
Well, that
From
was
each
with-
fine, I thought we gave like 2 weeks from each ticket to rectify. I'm completely
That's
guessing.
what I'm trying to remember. I know we put I know we discussed putting a time frame, and if you went back, say in 2 weeks, and they were working on cleaning it up, showing progress, then you didn't take and you just said, thank you, continue.
Yeah, keep going.
And if there was no progress and more stuff, then you implemented another fine. But I know we discussed that, and I thought we had timeframes in there, but
I'm not seeing a time frame.
No, I don't.
I'm seeing first offense, $50 full penalty, $25 waiver penalty. I'm seeing second offense, $100, 50. Third offense, 200, 100. Page 18, Brian.
Thank you.
Fourth offense is 400, 200, and subsequent offense is 800 or 400 waiver. So one of the reasons that I haven't written any, well, there's a couple reasons I haven't written any tickets. One of them, we were waiting for the body camera to come in, that's here.
yeah.
And I want to make sure, when we write a fine, if I walk in and say to somebody, I'm fining you $50 for this first offense. Is it $50 per month? Is it,
Okay.
we need to,
On your ticket book, does it give like how many days it has to be paid or anything for a penalty or
I
anything?
don't think it really matters. It's all what we have in our ordinance.
So if we put a change into this, do we have to go through the approval process all over again? What's the legal aspect of that?
I think so, yes.
So we got to do the whole 60 days.
I could have swore we discussed that.
It's not in here.
We just not.
I'm gonna come right out and I'm gonna be point blank with this. I want to start writing tickets.
Until you have a day or timeframe.
I want to start writing tickets to people. Okay?
Yeah, I would like to see this.
I
starting
want
again
our
first.
habitual offenders, our people who have been we've already sent letters to,
Right.
but I want this ticket to mean something.
Yes.
Okay, I want it to mean something. When you go to sell your property, if you don't pay this ticket, there's $5,000 that in fines that are gonna come back to the town of Pownell, and I'm just being hypothetical. Okay? If I go in and write a $50 ticket to some of these people, first off, some of them aren't gonna pay anyways, and we know that. Let's be honest,
Yeah.
Right.
right? They're not gonna pay because they haven't paid the violations that we've already given them.
Right.
So they're not gonna pay this ticket. But when they go to sell that property, we're gonna get our money back.
Right.
Okay? We're gonna get it. And then that can go into what you're working on that $19,000.
To create a fund, we may need to take that to vote if we're gonna create a fund. But that's a year away, so I'm trying to find the way we can use the money without making it a fund just yet, and then, yeah. So I'm still working on it.
Baby steps.
Yeah.
Right, so this is all new and we probably have, not,
But I agree with the intention and what you're attempting to do. I honestly thought we
So
had
the-
discussed timeframe.
The letter gave 30 days,
Okay,
but
what?
then again, 30 days to, I think, it was like 30 days.
yeah, our letters
I
here.
think that's what we did as the committee stated.
Yeah, so like if it goes 30 days, then it's considered a second offense? Is that how you would think? I
I,
don't know.
That's how I would personally interpret it.
And that's fine, and that's fine. I just want to make sure that we're clear, and I also think that I think we need to revisit this a little bit.
We didn't put timeframes in, we definitely have.
Timeframes, you know,
That way it covers our keisters.
Yeah, because I think right there's a reason why a judge could strike it down.
Meetings, we could talk about that too, if that matters or not.
what was that, Hannah?
I was saying, go back and listen to the planning commission meetings and see how they discuss that.
Okay,
I don't know if that matters or not, but.
well, sure does. The commission worked hard on this. I'd love to hear what was.
I think we kind of left the time frame open to, like, we all had ideas, but I think we left it for the select board and then we had discussions about it.
Right.
I can go back to the select board meetings. Of
That's what I'm thinking of.
Because I'd like to see this, personally, I'd like to see this as a, per day type of thing.
After, like, right off the bat from the first ticket, or you give them a window to show some effort
2 weeks to start cleaning up and then.
So we've given them a 30-day notice
from the letter.
from our letter, okay? And these would be the ticketed offenders.
Okay,
The people who have received letters or landowners who have received the letter.
Letter of intent to clean up.
So they've been given 30 days.
Right.
Notice to clean up. Right?
yep,
And then they haven't made an attempt to clean up.
Okay,
Okay? These are the ones that we're gonna ticket.
right.
So I don't think giving them another 30 days,
no, I don't want to see 30 days either.
I think we go in and we say, I think we say it's X number of dollars. We give them the first offense is a $50 penalty to start with and so much a day for 15 days.
And then it would go to the second,
And then we'll go to the second offense.
and then 15 days, and then the third.
Yep. Rather than drag this out forever and ever and ever.
Right.
Certainly would send a message.
Because they're getting a letter, good faith from the town first.
First for the
Yeah,
30
Giving
days.
them a month.
Right, so,
To even
yes,
attempt
in that,
Start.
So in a
send
sense,
that to our attorney to see if, and that language right there, to see if,
So it's-
we have to
Yeah, if we
reconvene.
have to redraft that, or
Yeah.
if we can just
Fill
assume.
that out in a
that-
paper folder.
Yeah. Or if or if the select board can take and just impose, amend.
Yeah, reach out to our lawyer and VLCT just to make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because if we can add it in as the penalty part of it without having to redraft it.
yeah, do the amendment as far as that goes.
yeah, if the select board can do that. I think so in my personal opinion is we've given them 30 days.
I agree with that.
We give them 15 days. So in a sense, you give them 45 days
Yeah,
To show some effort.
to show some effort.
right.
Right? We've given them,
Or reach out to the town and say, I can't afford this, I need help.
Something.
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 Yeah, don't
Some
ignore us.
reach out something, don't just leave it there.
Right.
Exactly.
Island.
Okay, don't keep piling it up, don't keep leaving it there thinking nothing's gonna happen.
Yep.
Okay? And then we, because as the zoning administrator, I have the ability to, for a zoning violation, I can determine the fine per day for a zoning violation. Up to a certain, I think it's up to $200 a day. I don't remember. I've only done one. They paid. So I just think that we need to research this out just a hair more before we do this. If we say, okay, here's your first offense, it's $50 and $25 a day for the next 15 days, or whatever we decide. Okay? And then we say after 15 days, it is now $100 penalty because it's your second offense. And X number of dollars per day. Which the number per day can, in my opinion, can stay the same.
Right.
15 days after that, it is now $200.
Yep.
And then at some point, somebody just say, I better clean up.
I would hope.
Or the town of Pownell, when somebody's piece of property sells,
Yeah.
gonna get some fairly decent money to come back into our fund to clean up.
Yeah,
Oh, you're gonna sell your property for nothing.
So that's my hope. My hope is that people get wind of this and they clean up. I don't wanna find somebody. I don't, but I'm going to.
but if you're gonna be a offender, not a good neighbor, then this is what's gonna happen.
That's right. That's right. So, that's my goal, is to make everybody good neighbors and keep their yards decent and fairly clean.
So the really, really bad one, can't do anything with yet.
Well, let's discuss that one a little more, because you brought it up and it's in this solid waste thing.
Are you sure that the people have been evicted? Because I don't think so.
No, I think they're still there. I think they're in the process.
I think they have to wait for the first day of spring.
I wouldn't want to help clean up the
Gotta wait for the.
property at all.
Well, I thought Vermont didn't allow evictions during winter.
Yeah, they do. If you have all your documentation and you can,
I know for a fact that the state truck was there 2 weeks ago and they filled the back of a small pickup truck on the side of the road from that spot.
So one of the thoughts that I've had on this, and I've had it on this particular property. Okay? Because I've tossed it around because we've talked
Yeah,
about it.
and there's a lot of complaints about it.
And there is a lot of complaints about it. One of the thoughts that I've had, because I believe the new property owners are the ones that have taken it back into possession, have access to a truck. Okay? One of the thoughts that I've had was that we waive the fees at the transfer station. They bring the trash from that. And we're placing a lot of faith on the owner to bring just the trash from there. But I believe that's probably an okay thing to be doing with the new owners, or the coming back, that we could probably place the faith on them, that they're only gonna bring the trash from there and what's there to the transfer station to be taken care of, so that we do try to help them clean it up. And I know exactly what you're saying about, but I also don't have a huge problem with that, by setting precedents with that, Brian. Because if we're taking that property owner, we're trying to help them out until we get this fund in there, then that we know we just gotta figure out how to do it.
I get what you're saying, and I'm not heartless about it.
No, I know you're not, but you have a valid point. We're setting precedents.
Yeah.
I get that. I totally do.
Or we could even, I mean, I would go as far as to say, please buy your dump sticker, and then you have your free dump days to bring all of them.
Yeah, that's a whole free truckload right there.
oh yeah,
I mean, and then at least they're contributing some. Just a thought.
That's a good
I
idea.
don't think they would have a problem with that either.
But I know where you're coming from about helping somebody try to, inherited
Definitely.
a situation in it, and I don't think they inherited this willingly, okay? I don't think they took ownership of this in a willingly situation. I think they were kind of forced back into it.
It's a tough one.
It's a tough
Maybe-
spot.
Maybe I'll just reach out and see what I can figure out with them and bring it back.
And that's fine. I think we're all sympathetic, but I do, and I see Brian's point for sure. We have to be very careful with what we do set for a precedent.
Yeah, I just don't want to see suddenly, like free dump days used to be, where you have a line of like 75 cars down the road, everybody dumping for free, and the town's out $200,000 in one weekend.
No, I agree. I also think that when we have these high complaint situations, if it's coming back to the taxpayers and we're cleaning up, if we're cleaning up that high traffic, high complaint area, are the taxpayers and residents gonna really be uncomfortable with that? I was trying to find the right words.
trying to play devil's advocate.
I was trying to find the right words, Jamie, to be honest with you, because there are a lot of complaints about the one particular place. There's a lot of complaints about a couple of them, right? And we know that.
And if they
You know-
become a health situation,
But in my estimation, these are two totally different circumstances, because we have one that inherited a situation like I said, unwillingly, I'm pretty sure. Okay, they were kind of forced into becoming the owner. The other one is the owner, has been the owner, has been notified, and continues to not do what we ask.
I mean, I'm leaning in the way you're, in the process, because I know the one that inherited it has been slowly attempting to clean things up and has been showing very good faith in doing so. And
I think they're trying a little bit.
that's what I'm saying. No, honestly, that's what, from what I've seen, and so I understand where you're going there.
Let's let Tara, will you reach out to them and see what kind of a,
Yeah, I know them personally.
no, I know. If you can see what kind of,
What we can try to figure out.
right, what kind of a, compromise we can come to on that, what they're thinking, and then bring it to us on the 23rd. I know we're loaded on the 23rd, but I'd like to bring it back there on the 23rd.
Okay.
Because I want to get rid of that problem. I want to do what we can
That one.
for that problem. And then we may want to, man, I'm starting out as the board chair. Awesome here. We may want to,
Way to table more stuff.
no, hey, I know table stuff. I hate that word. And that's why what's coming out of my mouth, right? I know. That's why what's ready to come out of my mouth is probably not gonna make it. We may want to do a special meeting on the ordinance and the fines and the number of days and that stuff before the 23rd, so that we don't pound everybody the 23rd.
Fine with that.
Well, especially if you get
would say-
information from the attorneys and
I was gonna say, as soon as Tara finds the information, reach out to us and we can schedule. We only need to give,
Only
what,
for that.
24 hours advance?
Right, and only for that subject.
Okay.
So I would really entertain, rather than put it off, because the 23rd is really busy. I'd rather do this before April, so that once
Yes.
spring rolls around and it starts to, the
that's a
snow
good idea.
starts to go,
Yep.
I want to be able to go.
So I'll talk to the property owner, I'll reach out to the lawyer, and I'll reach out to the LCT, and then we'll come back probably Thursday, probably a
Right.
week from today.
Probably a week from today.
That sounds like a plan.
So plan on a special meeting
Next Thursday,
next Thursday.
Hannah, when do we have class again?
15th.
Not till the 31st.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect.
Perfect. Are we good with that?
Yep.
And you're right, I hate tabling, but we have to table it.
No, well, we need the information.
We need the information, so,
Okay, we can't help that.
right. Okay.
Oh, what's going on with my files here today? I got too much stuff.
Anything else? I think we're good with that, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Executive for legal.
Make a motion, we enter into executive session for legal.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye. Just wait for everything to be closed out.
I'm gonna take this. What do you need to use tomorrow? I'm doing good, Ange. Getting us through it. I'll entertain a motion to, come out of executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. There's no action to be taken at this time.
I'll make a motion, we enter into executive session for contractual.
Second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
I think it's really dry in here.
Yes.
Very drying.
I've been
I
up
did.
since 2.
I'll entertain a motion to, come out of executive for contractual.
So moved.
Second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I'll entertain a motion to enter executive for personnel.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll entertain a motion to come out of executive.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
There'll be no action taken at this time. I'd like to open up public comment.
Anybody got their hand?
Not seeing any hands.
I will entertain a motion to adjourn finally.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you everyone for attending.
Good night, guys.
Good night, Rebecca.
Thank you.